Hello everyone and welcome to this new video on Power BI and Power Query. In this video, we're going to talk about custom connectors, and hopefully this video is going to show you the potential of custom connectors and how they're actually a game changer. This is going to be an introduction to custom connectors, and you'll be using a custom connector that I've developed against a testing environment that I've actually set up for anyone who wants to try custom connectors. So before we begin, you need to download the Power BI desktop, and it has to be the July 2017 version. In that version, you're going to find out that in the file, when you go to File, Options and Settings, Options, you're going to find a Preview Features section or menu. And in those options, you're going to have the custom data connectors. You're going to have to enable the custom data connectors before we can actually load any type of data connectors or custom data connectors. So this one has enabled that preview feature, and the custom connectors are actually a file with the extension that is called .mec. And in order to actually load these custom connectors, you have to save them in your local computer. So the place where you have to actually save them is in your document folder. So you go to your documents folder, you're going to have to create a new folder that is going to be called Microsoft Power BI Desktop, and it has to be exactly like this. And within that folder, you're going to have to create another folder that is going to be named Custom Connectors. And inside that Custom Connectors folder, you're going to be able to store all of your custom connectors. You can see that I have two right here. And if I go back to my Power BI desktop, if I go to my Get Data Experience, my window, and I just scroll down, you're going to be able to see the Power BI API and the YouTube Analytics custom connectors. So those two I created, and they're now showing right here. Now those two are relatively hard to set up because you need to set up a web app in order to handle the OAuth. But this one that I'm about to show you doesn't need any of that. In fact, I'm going to give you even a testing environment so you can actually set up or just try it for yourself. So this is going to be the WooCommerce custom connectors. Now, WooCommerce is an plugin for WordPress. And what it does is that simply sets up an online store for you. So you can actually handle your e-commerce through WordPress. And it's actually quite powerful. And I'm going to show you how you can retrieve the data from this WooCommerce plugin from WordPress. It actually has an API, and the only way that I've found to actually query that data natively is using the custom connectors extensibility model. If you try doing the same with just Power BI Desktop or Power Query in Excel, you're going to notice that you're not going to be able to create paginations, and that is quite bad. That is not a good experience. So the best experience for you will be to create a custom connectors when you're dealing with this type of paginations, or you actually need parts of the extensibility models that we're going to be looking in other videos. So the WooCommerce connector, simply all you need to do to actually install it is just click on this woocommerce.mec, and you're going to go to download. You can just right click and just save as. I just save it directly to your custom connectors folder. So just click save. It's just going to save it. Then you have to close the Power BI desktop and open it again. So Power BI catches up with this new file inside that folder. And once you actually restart Power BI desktop, you should be able to go to the Get Data window and just select the WooCommerce custom connector from it. Now we're going to be connecting to this environment that I've set up for testing purposes. I do have two live sites that I've actually tried this on, and it actually works perfect. So I'm going to show you how you can connect to that testing environment. So here, Get Data, you scroll down and you see the WooCommerce right here. So just double click it or just click on connect. The first thing is going to show you that this is a preview. All custom connectors by default, they go into a preview connector state, just to give you a warning that this is just a preview. And then the first window is going to require you to enter and HTTPS URL. So I'm gonna show you my site that I set up, and this is the one. So it's just a online store that uses WordPress and WooCommerce. And all you need to do is just grab this URL, which is gonna be in the description below. Just paste it here, add the S at the end. And in this case, it's gonna require you to select the API version. The API version of this specific website is gonna be the B2. But if you're on, for example, WooCommerce 2.6 or later before 3.0, then you're gonna have to select the B1 of the API, so the first version of the API. But in our case, it's gonna be the version 2. So click OK, and now you're gonna be greeted with the authentication window. Now I'm also gonna give you the credentials, so you can actually just get the data from here. So username, and then the password. And next, click connect. You're gonna notice that it's actually giving you basically a message of where you're connecting to. So this is the whole URL and then the type of connection that you're making, or the API version. And then here we actually see a navigation table. Now in this case, I've just set this up to only one table, but you can imagine that we can add as many tables as we want. For example, all the products, all the coupons, all the refunds, all of those tables that we can actually get from the API, we can actually show it here. For now, since this is just a beta for my WooCommerce connector, I've only set up the orders table. So you can click on edit right here, and it's gonna show you, or it's gonna try to do the query editor. And I only have two fields or two orders in here. What you can do is that you can go to the actual website. You can select any of this. Hopefully I'm gonna be able to add more products, but the idea is that you can just go in here. You can, for example, select the Woo logo. You're gonna click on add to cart, view cart. I'm just simply gonna place an actual order. So let's say that we want to add this quantity. So 5, we're going to order 5. And let's go and proceed to checkout. I'm just going to put in here. Please don't use your own information. Try to use a fake one, or try to create a completely fake address or anything that you actually want. Email address, try to create your own guest, or basically your own Outlook, perhaps, or Live, or Yahoo, or Gmail account that you can actually use here, because everyone who's going to be connecting to this site is going to be able to see that. So phone number, just put anything in there. I'm just going to create something under my domain, so John Doe 1, which doesn't really exist. And then we have I read and accept the terms and conditions. So this site is actually hosted on Azure. I have, I think, the second cheapest plan. So it's not gonna run that fast on the actual front end. But once it actually goes through and it's gonna show you that, hey, the order has been placed, it's not gonna be fulfilled. Of course, you're gonna notice that at the bottom of the web page, I have this line or stripe that is saying that this is just for testing purposes and no orders will be fulfilled. So you can see here that I've actually just placed that order. And if I go back to Power Query or Power BI desktop, sorry, I just click on refresh preview, then it's gonna try and fetch the new order. And that's the one. So you can see here, created via checkout. So you can test this out. I'm gonna give you all the information, all the credentials, so you can actually just test just these custom connectors against a live data set, or basically a testing environment. And hopefully, maybe you end up creating your own custom connectors, or perhaps you're providing your feedback. And that's the idea of this video. Hopefully you find it useful and helpful, and let me know your comments on the comment section below. Thank you.